Hi guys, this is ASPE lecture 10 and it's very late, so I'm gonna speed run this. In this video, we're gonna cover the advanced widgets. Okay, so hope you remember your basic terminal commands, and also last time we learned about push replacement and push. So here are the widgets we're gonna learn today: listview.builder, single scroll child, wrap, and stack. So in here, let's say you want to have a list of stuff. For example, latest news, you want it to keep going and going like this. This is where we can use the listview.builder to do it. So here's how the code look like. I'll write it here. So let's just say we're gonna do it in homepage. Okay, so let's do that, and then we're gonna just do a list here where it has all the latest news. So let's first of all just I annotate all these useless codes. So let's just do some text like latest news. Okay, like that. So you're gonna have it here. So we're gonna do our listview.builder right under here. So here's the container, and then we have the width and height and those kind of stuff. And then here's the listview.builder, and then it's the child of the container. The item count is stuff.length. So stuff is the array, and then length is the length of the array. So array is you can have a list of stuff, and then the list has some individual stuff. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is an array with 5 elements in it, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the listview.builder, you can just do stuff based on array, and then in the item builder, this is a function that will draw each individual item in the list. So we have list context. You just use it for the context, and index, which shows which element it is inside the list. So for example, index is 3 is the third item in the list. And then each individual element inside the list is going to be a container, which has the width and height, and it has a color. And the child is a text, which is stuff index. So what is stuff? Stuff is basically an array I made. It has all the stuff. So right now it's Alice, Bob. It's a list of names. There's nothing interesting. So I'll just refresh it to show you what it's like. So we have Alice, Bob, Carl. It's a list of people. So there's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's actually 10. So list in the listview.builder, stuff.length will be 10, and then the index will go from 1 to 10. Actually 0 to 9, but 1 to 10, the same thing. Yeah, so this is a single scroll child, and you can have a list. No, sorry, this is a listview.builder, and you can have a list of stuff inside. Okay, so padding is just to show that there's a gap of 5 between each of them. I can change it to 10 to make the gap more obvious. Oh yeah, I think the gap is just for the top. Well, whatever. I think I can do all, but that's not necessary. If we change it to 50, so you can see there's a big gap on top, like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, if we want to do latest news, we can just copy this line, and just do latest news. The date. It's April 30th. And then what did it say here? Alice, hello world. Yeah, we just do that, and then we replace that for Bob, and then we have Alice again, and then we have Bob again. And then, of course, when it's your app, you can do it all different. So you can have different stuff in the list. So right now I have all strings in the list, so it's an array of strings, but you can have something else. For example, an int and a string, which is it's gonna look like 1 Alice. You can do that. So you can have the ID of Alice and her name as well. It's very handy. So if I refresh, weird. It's not changing. Well, I wonder why. Well, it's stuff, alright. Okay, guess I just have to do a hot reload. So yeah, now you have the latest news listview.builder, and up to our next one, which is single scroll child. So what is a single scroll child? It's basically something that allows you to scroll stuff up and down. It's very handy because when you don't know how big the size of the screen is, you want it to adapt to fit to it. You don't want it to like overflow. It's gonna be very ugly. So you can have a single scroll child and you can scroll the stuff inside it like this. You can scroll down and up. So how does this work? Well, single scroll child is actually bad, so we're not gonna use that. Well, a simple way to cheat it is we just do a list view builder again, like I just previously mentioned, and we do it with only one item in it. So a list with only one item is like a scrollable list with only one thing in it, right? So how does that work? Let's go back to our home page, and right now you can see like I can try to scroll it and it's not scrolling, but we can just add a single scroll child, aka list view builder. So just forget about single scroll child. We don't want it, we don't need it, it's useless. So let's just wrap this around. What is this? We have a container for the body, and then inside the container we define the height and width to be as big as the screen's height and the screen width. So it's like fills the screen exactly. And then we have the list view builder with only one child, okay, one item. And then inside it we have another container just to like define the size again because it's for the builder and you have to tell it how big it is. And then inside it we have the column. And inside the column we have our real list of stuff of the home page. And then after that we can like see what it's like. So what we did is that we wrapped the column, the home page, inside the container, which is as big as the screen, and we wrapped it in a single scroll child with one item, which is as big as the screen. So after I refresh, you can see like we can scroll the page up and down now. So if we don't know how big the screen is gonna be, we can like do it like this, so we won't have any overflows, right? So that's pretty handy. Okay, after that, wrap. So wrap is really useful. It helps you like make the thing look good even if the screen size changes. You can write the code to adapt to different phone sizes. So for example, when your screen is very thin, you can only like fit 2 items a row. Then it goes to three rows. And then when the screen is wide, you can fit 3 items per row and it goes on to 2 rows. You see, like, or alternatively, if your item is very small, you can fit 3, and if your item gets bigger, you can only fit 2 per row. So you can like adjust how big it is. It will do it for you. Okay. So here's how it works. Let's just get rid of the list view builder again because it's pretty annoying and it takes up a whole lot of space. And we have wrap here. So you can ignore all these stuff. They're all identical in the wrap just to illustrate. So here's the wrap. You can just put it in anywhere, and the spacing is how much it has between the like adjacent stuff, and then the run spacing is how much it has between the lines. So right now I have 0.01 of the screen width and 0.02 of the screen height, and then inside is just like a row or column. You can stuff a bunch of stuff inside. Right now they're all identical. It's 0.15 square, so you can see it's like that. Yeah, if I want it to be square, I would have done it the other way, but whatever. Like you can see now we have 6 per row, right? And there's 10 in total. Well, if I change the if I make each of the chips bigger to like that, twice as big, no, 4 times as much area, it's gonna overflow. But you can see like it turns into 3, and then it's like 3 per row now. Before it was like 6, right? So you can see like it's automatically gonna fill up the row, and then it's gonna go on like that. It's gonna fill up the row, and I can also make it smaller. Like let's just do this one, and then you can see it goes on like to 1 per row now. Or I can do like that, and then I forgot to replace it. Yeah, you can see now it's on 1 row. So yeah, this is pretty useful. Okay, so now we're done with wrap. Let's go on. Here's the code example. Let's go to stack. Do not to be confused with the navigation stack. Okay, so stack, you can use it with something called a position. You can like put the stuff on the screen to show where it is. So for example, you can do it like that. They can overlap. They can like it's basically Google Drawings. You can like show how the stuff are located, and then you can enter the coordinates, x, y, and stuff, and you can place widgets where you want them, even overlapping. So here's how it works. Let's just get rid of the wrap because you saw how much space it took up. Okay, so this is the stack. Well, I like to put it in the expanded because expanded just fills up the entire thing, kind of like a spacer, if you still remember spacer. And then the flex actually doesn't matter. We don't need it. You can just write any number or just don't write it at all. This is just a old habit. So inside the expanded, we have stack, which is the child, and the children, just like rows and widgets, they're the same position. And then you can wrap a container in the position. So right now I have them like that. So the first one's like 10 from left, 10 from top, and then 75 from left and 10 from top, and then like that. So you can see it's going to be like one here, and then one here, right? Because these are the coordinates and they're labeled 1, 2, 3. Now I'll just refresh it again, and you can see we have 1, 2, and 3 like that. Okay. Well, I can actually also make it bigger. Like I don't know. Let's just do color and color blue. Let's just do 100. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. And you can let me just make it bigger so it's easier to see. And then so you can identify which one's which. So yeah, you see it's like that. Currently they're overlapping. If I don't want them to overlap, I can make them more spaced apart, like 150. And then now you see they're like spaced apart. So this is the XY coordinates. I can also make them overlap again, like for example I do that. Yeah, they should overlap. Yeah, like that, you see. So yeah, this is very cool. If you want to make video games, you can like make the stuff move, and yeah, pretty much like that. Okay, so that's stack for you. And I kind of speed run this lecture, so if there's anything unclear, just email me or like ask me on Discord and those kind of stuff. And yeah, pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and we're meeting again next week. Bye.